And what does this report tell us in terms of future research needs or whether we should prepare for Arctic changes?
Well, of all the 21 climate synthesis reports, this is the only one that really focuses specifically on the past record of climate. Our current understanding of how the Earth's climate system operates is grounded in our computational models. And these models are based, for the most part, on what we understand about how climate works based on the very short period of time that mankind has kept instrumental records, which is about the past 250 years. I tell people this is a little like trying to understand the plot of Gone with the Wind from watching about the last 2 seconds of the movie. Now, we need all the robust paleo records we can get in order to build up a coherent picture of the range of natural climate variability, the mechanisms that drive these climate changes, specific regional responses to global climate forcings, the conditions under which abrupt changes can occur, and the ecosystem-level impacts and responses to these climate changes. A more comprehensive understanding of the plot of the movie, if you will, helps us to design even more robust predictive climate models. It'll help us design effective monitoring strategies, and it'll really allow us to begin to contemplate effective strategies for adaptation and mitigation.
Joan, your response really shows how the importance of climate models can hardly be overstated. They really form the fundamental basis of our entire understanding of the Earth's climate system, and I see what you're saying, that in order to continue to expand our understanding and continue to enhance these models, we really need to be able to explain past conditions as well. So, can you tell us how the report's conclusions were drawn?
Sure. The synthesis itself was drawn from the existing literature on Arctic paleoclimate, covering the past 65 million years. We focused on the last 65 million years because this is really about the extent of the span of time where we could make a reasonable case that conditions now in terms of oceanic gateways and continental positions are not so drastically different now from what they were 65 million years ago. So that's why we drew the line at about 65 million years. Now, over that period of time, we took everything from lake and ocean sediment records, ice cores, tree rings, pollen and vegetation records, fossil assemblages, biogeochemical markers, insect records, geomorphic features like sand dunes, coastal terraces, moraines, and other paraglacial features, records from bowhead whale bones, ice-rafted debris, driftwood, marine trough mouse sediment fans, and the list goes on and on. So we covered a broad, very extensive range of kinds of records or proxies. We had 37 contributing authors from 5 nations, and it was a 2-year-long effort to produce this report.
It sounds like a very robust process, and looking back 65 million years is very impressive. From your perspective, can you share with us the most interesting part of this research?
Well, for me, of course, the opportunity to work with some of the best minds in paleoclimatology was a really rewarding experience. For the group as a whole, I think the opportunity to take a really integrated look at the entire Arctic over this period of time highlighted for us how strong the regional variability in the Arctic is, and hence the potential peril there is in overinterpreting any one single record originating from any one sector of the Arctic. The report also really brought home how much we need sediment cores from the Arctic Ocean to really help extend our understanding of sea ice behavior. And this area of research is really only just now beginning to get some serious traction with the newest cores that are being recovered like within the last 2 years from the Arctic basin. And I anticipate that exciting new results are going to come out of these new records.
And is there anything else you want to share about this report?
I wanted to let your listeners know that I thought that this was a great example of how strong partnerships between federal and academic sectors can really meet the larger needs of both. The 4 technical chapters of the report are going to appear as a thematic set of papers in a jury journal by the end of the year. And during the course of compiling the assessment, there was a strong effort that was made to try and quantify Arctic amplification as well, based on the paleo record. And this, too, is going to appear in the scientific literature soon. In all of this, the overarching federal need to provide the best science possible to help inform the decisions of the policy sector have also been fulfilled. So the way the whole thing proceeded really met the needs of both communities very well.
Well, thank you for joining us today. And thank you to all of our listeners who joined us for this episode of Corecast. Don't forget to listen to our upcoming Corecasts on the other 2 USGS-led reports under the U.S. Climate Change Science Program. Those reports focus on the potential for abrupt climate changes in the 21st century, which would pose clear risks to society in terms of our ability to adapt, and climate change impacts to ecosystems and resulting responses, including insect outbreaks, wildfire, and forest dieback, which are not easily reversible. If you would like to know more about this report and other CCSP products, visit www.climatescience.gov. The report discussed today is Synthesis and Assessment Product 1.2, Past Climate Variability and Change in the Arctic and at High Latitudes. As always, Corecast is a product of the U.S. Geological Survey, Department of the Interior.